Welcome to another VeVe Digital Collectibles comic breakdown. I'm Corey with VeVe, and today I've got the absolute pleasure of talking about one of the most iconic and treasured comics from the Marvel library making its way onto VeVe. Tales of Suspense, number 39. You heard it right, the very first appearance and origin story of the Invincible Iron Man. With this year being the 60th anniversary of old Shellhead and the 60th anniversary of the Avengers as well, it's epic to see Marvel releasing such an amazing and historic comic on the platform. Let's go over the drop details, then we'll dig into this rich history. Tales of Suspense number 39 is releasing on Tuesday, April 4th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Minting 10,000 editions across the 5 rarities, this comic will have a retail price of 20 gems. With a story by Larry Lieber and Stan Lee, and art by Gene Colan, Don Heck, and Steve Ditko, this comic was published on March 1st of 1963, and it would introduce us to one of the most popular comic book characters ever created, Tony Stark. In just the first few pages, we'd see that not only is Stark a brilliant inventor and genius, he's also a millionaire bachelor. In this comic, Stark would demonstrate his latest invention, microtransistors, to the US military. This would lead to him traveling overseas to observe the testing of this technology. Stark, while being escorted by soldiers, would trigger a tripwire, and the resulting explosion would leave shrapnel embedded in his body and right near his heart. He'd be captured by a local guerrilla group and promised medical aid in exchange for the construction of weapons for the militants. And from the scraps of his cave-like cell, he'd assemble a life-saving suit of armor. The chest piece would contain magnetic transistor technology, which would keep that shrapnel from reaching his heart. And with that, Iron Man would be born. And this story premise would be retold in a modern way on screen in 2008 with the release of Marvel Studios' Iron Man. This film would kick off what would later be known as the Infinity Saga, a story told across 23 films, of which Iron Man was a central character. But true believer Marvelites and comic readers know that Iron Man's presence in comics has been prolific, appearing in more than 10,000 comics. Since his debut 60 years ago, Tony Stark's Invincible Iron Man has been and continues to be one of the most beloved, dynamic, and enduring characters in comic history. Another thing to be excited about with this comic are our VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare covers. These are coming from artist Trevor Von Eden and colorist Israel Silva. These two artists have a history of collaboration on the platform and also created the iconic exclusive covers for Fantastic Four number 52, the first appearance of T'Challa, aka Black Panther. Let's take a closer look at all of the rarities releasing and dig into that artwork. First, the common classic cover is minting 6,000 editions. The words, "He lives, he walks, he conquers," are on display, and those words are as true now as they were then. With comic panels along the left side, the iconic gray Mark I Iron Man armor centered right, and bright red Tales of Suspense banner across the top. This truly is an iconic era cover, and it's one that I'm really looking forward to displaying in augmented reality in the very near future. Next, the uncommon vintage variant is minting 2,250 editions. Color selection on the panels and character push them forward and make them central to this variant. I mentioned displaying comics in AR or augmented reality, and I tend to collect a lot of uncommons because they have smaller edition sizes, lower costs, and unique cover styling. We talk about exclusivity a lot as collectors, and in many ways, uncommons of this type are exclusive to VeVe because their likeness doesn't exist anywhere else. The rare hero variant and our first VeVe exclusive cover is minting 1,000 editions. This sketch variant with pencils and inks by Trevor Von Eden is gorgeous. We can even see the uneven black shading on the edges from the markers. The choice to leave the Tales of Suspense red creates a dramatic contrast, and the amount of line work involved sets the stage for a highly stylized and textured ultra rare. Speaking of, the ultra rare vibranium variant is minting 500 editions. On this cover, colorist Israel Silva takes the line work Von Eden put down and fills it all in. Fire blazes in the background as Iron Man emerges. That line work from Eden with Silva's color applied creates beautifully contrasting textures. The light from the chest piece, the modern style of rendering of the Mark I suit, and the scene this depicts have made this one of my absolute favorite variants on the platform. Finally, the secret rare True Believer variant is minting 250 editions. This variant is sourced appropriately from page 1 of the comic book. Here's the page for reference. Sometimes when we think about comics and characters we love, especially first appearances, we think about a singular panel or page that really sticks with us. This page and image, when it comes to the history of Iron Man, is what I think of. It's just epic to see this as a cover. From a design and aesthetic standpoint, cheating that antenna of the Mark I suit in front of the Tales of Suspense banner makes it feel like this was actually meant to be a cover. And that's a wrap for this breakdown video. Best of luck if you decide to go for this one. Which one's your favorite variant of this lineup, and what's your favorite comic and variant version of it on the platform? Let me know down in the comments. And until the next video, keep learning, sharing, and collecting what you love. This is Corey with VeVe, signing off.